So today has been our busiest day in history.
It's great for people to have access to things that make them feel better, like physically, mentally, emotionally.
Today marking the first day of recreational sales of marijuana. Multiple dispensaries in Northwest Ohio can now sell it to customers who are at least 21. This comes after the Ohio Division of Cannabis Control announced its list of first dual-use certificates. A total of 98 dispensaries were notified statewide. We've got team coverage for you tonight.
Silver Barker stopped by a dispensary in Bowling Green to see how first day sales are going. Michael Sandlin spoke to the Wood County Sheriff about rules and regulations, but we're going to start with Silver. Silver, I'm sure it's been really busy out there.
Yeah, it absolutely has. I can say that I was here last month tracking and following this story here at Zen Leaf in Bowling Green. And now today, now that recreational sales are allowed, it has picked up and a lot more people have come in. And they said even the team here has noticed more recreational buyers here, more than medical buyers actually. And to tell you guys a little bit of the process walking through, while there still are people coming in for the medical purchases, groups of people have come in, like I said, to buy a lot of recreational marijuana for those purposes as well. And the process is similar actually to the medical buyers. Workers will greet you at the door, let you in, you show them the front desk lobby your ID, and you follow them to the back room. We actually went into the back room to look at that. It has a panel that lets you look at the different options of what you can buy. Then you place an order and check out. David Schneider, the director of retail audits and store operations with Verano and Zen Leaf, says they want it to be easy and simple.
The whole process is a cannabis journey, right? So we'll start with maybe asking some questions about your experience with cannabis thus far so that we can help guide you and recommend the correct product that is best suited for you.
Schneider also says they are at the time prioritizing medical consumers over recreational consumers, but the process is still going smooth, they say. Reporting in Bowling Green, I'm Silver Barker for WTOL 11.
One dispensary in Defiance County has had its busiest day on record. Theory Wellness in Sherwood has had dozens of customers visit in just the first few hours of these sales. The CEO there says they have been working with people making the trip from different parts of the county, the state, and even from Indiana to make a purchase.
I expect a lot of people are going to come from Indiana. A lot of folks have been driving to Michigan to acquire legal cannabis from Indiana, so this is a lot quicker option for a lot of folks, and gas is not that cheap anymore.
Now, we do have to mention, even if marijuana is purchased legally, traveling across state lines with product is considered a federal crime.
And while recreational marijuana might be legal now, like any controlled substance, it still comes with a set of rules and regulations, both for dispensaries and customers. Michael Sandlin joins us live tonight with more on those rules. Michael?
Kaylee, for both dispensaries like Rise and safety leaders like Wood County Sheriff Mark Vosselishin, making sure people consume cannabis safely and legally is the key moving forward. So we've compiled everything you need to know to make sure you stay on the right side of the law. It's day one of legal cannabis in the Buckeye State, and that comes with a whole new set of rules.
Be sure to bring a state-issued ID, 21 and over only.
As a legal adult, you have access to the full supply of flower, edibles, and other ways to consume cannabis, but there's limits to how much you can buy.
So coming in, the Ohio state limits are you can buy a 10-day supply, which is 1 ounce of flower, or it could be 10 100 milligram edibles, so 1,000 milligrams on the edible side, or an ounce of flower.
That's just shy of half of what you're allowed to possess total. According to Ohio's cannabis information website, an adult 21 or older is allowed to legally own up to 2.5 ounces or 70 grams of weed, and an individual can grow up to 6 plants, with a max of 12 per household. But even with possession now legal, there's still ways to get in trouble.
Can't bring the marijuana across state lines. That's a federal law, so they cannot go to Michigan and buy it and bring it here. They cannot sell any of their own marijuana unless they're licensed to sell the marijuana.
Both could land you felony distribution charges. And if you grow it yourself, you can't sell it. You have to give it away. And there's restrictions on when and where you can smoke it.
They're not going to be able to vape in public. Employers can still restrict marijuana and in their system. For example, I imagine most sheriffs, police chiefs are going to have the same rule I have, which you can't have marijuana in your system.
And just like alcohol, driving under the influence of cannabis is a crime. But unlike alcohol, marijuana can last in people's systems for days or sometimes weeks and requires a different kind of enforcement.
We're going to have to, regardless of the level of marijuana in the system, we have to articulate what all the person was doing that's an indicator that they're under the influence, and then have the test back that up.
And perhaps most importantly for our constitutional carry state, current federal law prohibits people who use marijuana from receiving, possessing, or purchasing a firearm.
So if you pull someone over and they're smoking their marijuana, they're using the marijuana, and they have a gun, then they're going to be in violation of federal law.
But Sheriff Vosselition says if marijuana is changed from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug, as some are pushing for in the federal government, some of those laws could soon change. Reporting in West Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin, WTOL 11.
Michael, thank you. We've got a full list of the dispensaries that have received certificates of operation on our website, WTOL.com. This includes local and statewide dispensaries. We also have a whole section dedicated to Ohio marijuana.